Election Day is now only 28 days away. Former President Donald Trump will campaign in Pennsylvania, Colorado, and Nevada by week's end. Vice President Kamala Harris is also barnstorming, not in battleground states necessarily, but in a media blitz on radio, podcasts, and on television. Lisa Desjardins has our report.
Vice President Kamala Harris campaigning this week in a flurry of media appearances. Today joined the hosts of The View, a friendly interview, though not toward her opponent, former President Donald Trump.
Is a convicted felon, okay, a big-time loser.
I think people are exhausted.
No.
And they're exhausted with the lies.
The daytime talk show, part of a purposeful outreach by Harris to specific audiences, including women and families. As part of that, today she unveiled a new proposal.
So what I am proposing is that basically what we will do is allow Medicare to cover in-home health care.
The idea would pay for in-home aids to help some on Medicare who need help with basic functions and whose families struggle to meet those needs. Medicare would pay for it all at lower incomes and with a cost share at higher ones. Some details are still coming, but Tricia Newman with independent health organization KFF says this is a massive unmet need.
You kind of know by talking to your friends and family members and colleagues that so many people are struggling to find a way to care for an aging parent or grandparent or spouse even. So this is going to touch the lives of a lot of families.
Trump's approach on Medicare so far has been general.
President Trump has talked about preserving Medicare. In the past, he has talked about helping families with these kinds of costs, but there really are no details in his proposals.
Harris was also asked on The View what she would do differently from President Biden.
There is not a thing that comes to mind in terms of, and I've been a part of most of the decisions that have had impact.
You come in here, you went on The View this morning, you're going to the shows.
The vice president also reached out across the gender gap today, speaking with shock jock turned podcaster Howard Stern, who boasts an overwhelmingly male audience. Harris has been criticized for not doing more media interviews or holding a national press conference, including by Trump and Vance.
She can't answer any questions. She can't answer any questions.
She won't even sit for an interview with the American media.
But on 60 Minutes last night, she called out Trump for backing out of his interview with them.
If he is not going to give your viewers the ability to have a meaningful, thoughtful conversation, question and answer with you, then watch his rallies.
As for Trump, he is doing other interviews. He taped a town hall with Fox News that aired last night, in which he and host Laura Ingraham criticized Harris and President Biden for their hurricane response.
Biden said the response has been robust and well coordinated, Mr. President.
Yeah, well, nobody says that. He doesn't know
that's what President
he doesn't
Biden
know
said.
what robust is. He doesn't. Look, he should be there, and she should be there. She shouldn't be at fundraisers.
That prompted a quick fact check from Ingraham.
She should be, I would say, North Carolina is bad, is so bad. And
She was there today for 3 hours, I believe, Kamala Harris.
In a radio interview with Hugh Hewitt that aired yesterday, Trump misconstrued migrant crime numbers and raised the idea of bad genetics when talking about migrants, phrasing long associated with racism.
You know, now a murderer, I believe this, it's in their genes. And we got a lot of bad genes in our country right now.
The Trump campaign says his words were misconstrued. Both candidates are on the air. Harris joins Univision for a town hall on Thursday, and Trump will take flight, heading out west to Kamala Harris's home state of California this weekend. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Lisa Desjardins.